You're listening 1540 AM WULT Sandstone
1480 WTOX Glen Allen
94.1 FM
W23 1DP Richmond, Virginia. Una sola estación de éxitos. Ultra.
Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? This is Willie King, Stop the Menace, Tremera on Stop the Menace Latino Show. 8 Radio Richmond, 94.1 FM, 1540 AM y 1480 AM. Bueno, te dije que tenemos tremendo entrevista hoy, que hoy está la cosa se va a poner loca. Para todos los que están escuchando aquí en la emisora, tenemos hoy, mi gente, en Richmond, please welcome el alcalde de la salsa, Pablo Perez.
Trying to get over this COVID thing because my family is a little bit separated. I got people in Mississippi and Texas, and I'm here in Washington. But everybody's happy, man.
That's what's up. And Washington, tú no estás lejos de aquí. You're just like a rock stone away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop the madness. So check this out. So, I read a little bit of bio about yourself and about what you, the years, todo lo que tú has hecho, and especially hablando de Algo Contigo, which is your latest release. And, being that you're a percussionist, composer, and executive producer y todo eso. So, for the people, lo que están escuchando aquí en 8 Radio Richmond, mira, estoy tongue twisted, que forget about it, que cuando estoy excited, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's the Jersey thing.
That's right. You're from Jersey too, ain't you? Stop the madness. So, dime un poco, who's Pablo Perez?
Well, Pablo Perez is a music lover, man. I come from a large family. My family was relatively talented in music. There's 15 of us. My father, my mother played. My brother Don Perez was a big reggae, Spanish reggae guy with Sony Music back in the early '90s. I've been having band since I was 14 years old, in Jersey. I'm originally from Trent, New Jersey. My first group was Conjunto Ambiente, the sextet, no horn, Joe Cuba style,
Oh, okay.
And it was a hot little band, played a lot there. And I grew up and made a bigger orchestra. It's called the La Orquesta Llanes, which was my longest running band. With a lot of exciting musicians and participation of people that you hear today, every day. You hear right now in other tunes and other records and other bands, because a lot of great guys have blessed us with their talent.
Yes, a lot of people open the doors for others sort of coming behind and to share that beautiful, sweet sounds of salsa. Definitely. Yep. So going back and reading a little bit about Algo Contigo. Now I understand, man. You got the baddest of the baddest musicians in there, because I always say that the musicians are the heartbeat of the orquesta. You know what I'm saying? They're the heartbeat. A lo que la gente están a frente cantando, los cantadores, pero la orquesta is the heartbeat, the musicians. So Algo Contigo. Talk to me a little bit, Algo Contigo, and how you guys put that together, and also put the amazing musicians that took part of this.
Absolutely. Well, Algo Contigo is a song that was written long ago by a guy named Chico Navarro, and it was actually a ballad. And then Los Panchos made it into a trio song. That's why we paid homage to them by opening up as a trio, because Los Panchos actually did that. And it came about as an idea between me and my producer Michael Colon. When we heard it, it reminded us of our families and all of that stuff. So we said, man, we need to do this some justice and put it into salsa, because I really heard the tune in salsa, but playing homage to the trio piece. And then, of course, we said, who are we going to invite to do this? So we went out, we got the best, Manuel Maneco Ruiz, who's a trumpet player on there from, the big Spanish Harlem Orchestra. You got Waco, who's playing the trombone. Rosado Waco is an amazing trombone player. Albert Sanchez, who's a local guy from around here, who I played with and served with. We have Tito de Gracia, a tremendous percussionist. Efrain Davila Jr. This guy, man, produced a tune for Prince Royce. You know, this guy is really amazing playing.
Yeah.
And then of course Michael Colon playing the bass, and then we closed it out by saying, okay, who is going to be doing our singing? And I wanted to keep it local, so I did some thought about it, and I came up with Steve Falcone, who's an amazing singer here from the local area, and then of course the background vocals we brought in no one other than Anthony Colon from famous. He made famous a song Hasta el Sol de Hoy with Joel, and then Adriel Gonzalez, which is a super singer, and then Miguel Orlando Ortiz, who you hear on my other tune, Dime que lo que hay.
Yo,
so that's the lineup, man. That's the lineup.
So you said the producer. Who was the producer?
The producer is Michael Colon, Michael A. Colon.
Okay.
Actually, go ahead.
Okay, so Michael Colon, wasn't it the one that you guys did a video shoot? Like he was doing live video while you guys were recording this song?
Absolutely, that was us. Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, that was I was listening to it, and man, you know, that's what I love. That's one of the things that I love. I mean, social media is awesome. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I saw about you guys were doing, you guys were working on something, working on a project, right? And then you were sharing it with the public as you guys were recording. So these kind of things is like it amuses us because we want to be part of that. We want to, oh man, what's going on with you? And we're hearing the singing going on in the background. We're hearing the instruments going on. You're putting a project together for your listeners, for the audience, for the salseros, and you come up with an amazing song. You know what I'm saying? So that is, I mean, my hats to you guys that you were able to share that with us.
Well, thank you very much. And if anybody wants to go see them again, they can be found on my either my Facebook page, which is Pablo Perez Barroso, El Alcalde de la Salsa, and you can see them all. Michael is a very creative individual and talented, man, and the magic happens in the studio with these guys. We can actually have, matter of fact, I have to give Michael some more credit too, because Michael actually plays the guitars that you hear of the trios there in the tune.
Oh, nice.
And he also plays the bass, you know. So, and he also did the arrangement. So there you go. That's how talented this guy is. He's amazing.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
But you know, Michael and I grew up together. We've known each other since we were, you know, in preschool. You know, we grew up together, and he's an amazing artist, and he's been with me since the beginning. You know, we did our last project, the Pablo Perez project, which we had a super lineup the same way that we did before. Was very successful, and Michael and I have been playing in bands since 1977. You know, together.
Yeah.
So
check this out. So there's a rumor. Okay. So I have to say, there's a rumor going around that you are the master of the bell. Eso es verdad. Yo, I was hearing it. I was hearing that you guys, when you guys were working in the studio, I was thinking that thing, you know, that little. Yo, that blew me away. Cause I mean, if you look on all social media, there's a lot of people trying to master that. I think after hearing you on the little on the live feed right there, I think we can really say that you master it.
Well, you know, I love playing my instrument, you know, and I won't say I'm the master because there's a whole bunch of guys that I love, man, who play the instrument, you know. But everybody always says, man, I love the way that cowbell sounds, and I always say, well, you know, you got to know how to play it.
Yeah.
You know.
Tiene que dar ritmo.
That's right.
Porque yo lo estoy, bro, I'll be playing the cowboy, right? But somehow, somewhere down the line, I lose a beat.
There you go.
It's just, I think it's practice. You know, practice makes perfect, I guess, huh?
You got to practice, do a lot of push-ups.
Nah, stop though, man. And listen, speaking of push-ups, so I think there's something that we definitely have in common. I understand you were a former military.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my military service. I served for 20 years, and I retired after 20 years and 20 days. Yeah, so.
Wow, nice. So te retiraste del ejército, Army, pero what was your branch?
So I was in the Army. I was a Army warrant officer in the United States Army Criminal Investigation Command.
Oh, so acá, mira, oye mi gente, hay que hablar bien aquí. Hay que hablar bien. That's awesome for 20 years. So, now I want to take it back a little. So, you with your experience, and I see, reading your little bio and trying to get some, because I did a little investigation on you. So, you played in Amsterdam, Netherlands.
I played in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. I played in
Stop the
Germany,
madness.
France. I played in Belgium. We traveled as far as, good gracious, let's see. Forget about it. There was all kinds of.
I could imagine.
Everywhere. We played everywhere. There's videos of us on YouTube all over the place playing. Under different names. I was traveling with a band called it was Orquesta Llanes one. And then also I was playing with a band called Pachuco 21, I think was the name of them.
Oh, wow, in Europe?
It was a band that was put together so that we could open up for all the big artists that were coming into Europe at the time.
Wow.
And
nice.
It was a great opportunity. I was serving in the military. I was at NATO in Brussels.
Wow, was you? Yeah? Nice, yeah. Oh, wow.
And they heard that I was there, so they said, hey, listen, we're putting this band together, and it's going to be the opening band for La India, Jerry Rivera.
Wow, man, look at me fallé. Wow.
Yeah,
because I was out there.
Yeah, one of the last shows. I was there from 1993 to 97.
That was back in the days. That's way back in the days.
Matter of fact, I think we opened up for one of the last Fania shows out there too.
Oh,
man.
Wow, nice, man. You got a good history then.
Oh yeah,
That's beautiful. You got beautiful memories. Beautiful. Now I know Amsterdam. Amsterdam, they love salsa. When we went to go visit Amsterdam, I was also part of NATO. This was as a matter of fact, I retired in 2019. So before retiring, I was out there with the NATO forces. And we went to Amsterdam, and I took my two daughters. They're twins, and as we were riding, because we love riding bikes. And as we were riding bikes, we hear this salsa going on, and the place was packed. I mean, you couldn't, man. It was out of, and they were playing salsa, and the place,
Absolutely.
the floor, tú no puedes bailar. Era bailando salsa, pero estilo bachata. That's how many people were on the floor. It was crazy, and the place was huge. Let me tell you, the place was huge in Amsterdam, and the place was packed. Tú no podías, era bailando salsa, pero bachata style.
Yeah, listen. Well, I went on tour with a Cuban band also, Aero Salsa, there in Europe for like 30 days, and I remember the same thing. We would go to these big parks, outdoor, stadiums and stuff, and we would say, "There's nobody going to come here to listen to salsa," yeah. and that's the warm up, the sound checks and everything else like that. We go, we put on our suits and stuff, and come back out. There's 10,000 people out there.
Wow.
And you're like, my goodness, man, these people really do love our music. So it gives you a great pride, yeah.
The salsa, the salsa is just amazing. Mira, cuando yo estaba en Korea también, in South Korea, I used to DJ on my time off down there in South Korea, salsa, and it was just mind blowing. Que la salsa grows everywhere. They love it, and in Germany they love salsa. You know what I'm saying?
I recorded a CD. If you go to my website, www.elalcaldelasalsa.com,
Mm-hmm.
The first album that I did there in Europe was called Desde Belgica.
Oh, okay.
And it's a nice tune, and it's interesting because I did it with Belgian musicians.
Oh, stop the madness.
And not only do they dance salsa, but they love salsa. They just do a fantastic job of playing honor and homage to a culture and a tradition that we have they really they were awesome. It was an awesome time with
that man. That is awesome. That is beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Willie King, Stop the Menace Tremenda, con a special guest entrevista, el alcalde de la salsa, Pablo Perez. So Pablo, check this out. So all the experiences that you have traveling around the world, playing in all these tarimas, and also as but based on your experience on as performing or in the studio recording. Now, the the message from Stop the Madness is something that happens to someone. This is this is something that when I was on a trail as a drill sergeant, Stop the Madness had to be a word that I had to say because my vocabulary was not very well taken while I was on the trail. So I had to change my vocabulary to stop. So Stop the Madness came out of there, right? And so give me a Stop the Madness episode that you could look back at your experiences and it could be either an embarrassing moment or a moment that you never couldn't believe that you was in this place at this time, which could go back and say, wow, Stop the Madness. Give me a Stop the Madness episode.
Well, I can't get away with it without giving you two of them, all right?
Okay, let's go.
One real quick. I'm going to give you, it was completely my fault. I was in the Army there in Belgium. I had a great opportunity, like I said, to take my band and open up for La India. So we had a gig there in a place called, my goodness, I think it was called Lille, France, actually, Lille, down by Mons, all the way down south of Belgium. And I wanted to do the gig. But my general officer, who I was working for, actually had a big event that he was putting together for me that night. And me being me, I said, well, it's an early gig. Let me go down there. I'll do the gig, and I'll get back to the function. Needless to say, I didn't make it, man. You know what kind of trouble I was in.
I can imagine.
It was a complete embarrassment for me. I had to go in and see my general, and of course, he was such a nice guy. He just, he revved me up with the riot act, and then he said, what kind of army do we have? I can't go to the general's house because I got a gig tonight,
Oh, so, wow.
that was
no te dieron con la chancla.
Oh, my goodness. Con la chancla. They gave me with the fly trap, bro. But that was devastating. That was really bad. The other one it was when I was 9 years old, believe it or not. I was in Trenton, New Jersey. It was a hot summer day, and there was a really, really smoking band that was going to play in the Armory in Trenton, New Jersey. Everybody knows this band. It was called La Orquesta de Rey Barreto. And we were just young kids hanging in the hood, riding our bicycles. And we go by the Armory because we know the whole, Latino or Puerto Rican community at that time is at the Armory because Barreto is there. And we get to the back of the stage where all the musicians are. And I ended up having a conversation with this person who was a singer for Barreto at the time. And we talked about everything. And then he says to me, little kid, why do you know so much about my band? And I said, because I'm a percussionist. I was bragging to him then. And then he says, okay, what's the best tune that you like? And I told him, El Hijo de Batalán, because that was a bad tune that they had back then. And then about 15 years later, I was in Panama, and I saw him again live, and I went up to him, and he remembered the story, and he remembered meeting Rubén Blades.
Stop the Madness. That definitely that's history right there, and it's a beautiful history right there that you could it's the world is small. El mundo es pequeño. You never know. You never know who you're gonna run into nowadays. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So check this out. So we have on Stop the Madness Latino show. We kicked off no, before we get into that, let's talk about because another thing we have in common, Puchi Colón.
Oh yeah, Puchi Colón. Puchi Colón is an amazingly talented young man. I just told you. I just gave you a name, Michael A. Colón. Michael is Puchi's uncle.
Oh.
Okay. Michael Victor is Puchi's father, who's Michael's brother, and one of my best friends. We grew up like family. Mm-hmm. So I've known Puchi since he was a little kid, and he's an amazing person. I call him my pastor because he's a pastor now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Puchi used to write music for me when he was 13 years old.
Good night.
I was a soldier in Fort Dix, New Jersey. I had a band called Orquesta Llanes, and I needed charts done. And music life is tough, man. Not musicians don't live a big life of glory, como dice la canción del cantante. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People see you on the stage and everything, but after that, so it was tough. And I had to find ways to get music. And this kid was talented, and I figured that out early on. And I used to pay him to do arrangements for me. So he would sneak out and say, Bobo, because that was my name in the hood. He said, Bobo, I got a nice arrangement I just wrote for you, man. I still got one. where he did for me, and it was called "Rain Keeps Falling" by Tito Nieves.
Yeah.
Was one of the first tunes that he did for me. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he's very, very. I'm telling you, Pucci Colon, we go way back, man. Back in the '90s, because he was on the Amigos 2 management, and when we used to tour, I used to go help him out, role manager and stuff like that. Because I was learning the ropes. I started out as a dancer back in the days, in the freestyle days, before joining the military. And I fell in love with the music and the business, Pero Dios no me dio. Listen, God didn't give me the voice, and He didn't give me. Listen, He didn't give me my coordinations to to play guitar to what I try working it, but somewhere down the line se pierde el ritmo. So I guess my talent came in different areas in the music business, but I'm enjoying it, man. But that's awesome. That is a good history. Definitely, Pucci Colon is a tremendous artist. He's got a beautiful voice, and his kid. I understand one of his kids joined the military too.
Two of them.
Man, stop the madness.
I think one went in the Air Force, and the other one went in the Army. I believe.
Oh, okay.
But I love that guy. Trenton has a history of its own when it comes to music, man. That town has produced some amazing artists who are right now everybody's listening to. One of the best mix mastering studios in all of salsa right now is Paris Studios, and that's Eric Maldonado. He comes from Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, nice. That's what's up.
Neppy comes from Trenton, New Jersey. Angel Rios, Trenton, New Jersey. Mike Colon, of course, Trenton, New Jersey. Pucci Colon, Trenton, New Jersey. All of these guys come right from there. And there's a lot of great things happening and being put together by these musicians.
Wow, so we could say lo mal, because I always growing up, I born in Jersey City, grew up in Jersey City, and I know about Trenton, New Jersey. De lo malo from Trenton, New Jersey. I never went to Trenton, New Jersey porque yo sabía que eso era algo malo, que yo me iba a meter allá porque that was a normal thing back in the days when I was growing up. So se puede decir que lo malo de los salseros vinieron de Trenton, New Jersey.
Let me tell you something. We wanted to do a documentary that covered Trenton because everybody always talked about Philly and New York and Newark and Camden and towns like that, and we were sandwiched right in between. So we always had an attitude when it came to our salsa, and we have a very specific sound that we have, and you hear it in my music. You definitely hear it because I try to keep our sound alive, and keep our musicians together. The guys that we perform with. I'm really happy and ¿cómo se dice? Muy agradecido a toda la gente que están escuchando esta noche y que escuchen la música de los otros porque la salsa es tremenda, la salsa vive. Me siento muy orgulloso de ser puertorriqueño y también traerle la música al mundo entero. So without them, we can't do it. Without the people, we can't do it. So I just want to say thank you very much to the people. And one more thing, too, is the pandemic has really struck a lot of musicians really hard.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed, and some of the other ones are blessed because we have a day job. But we have musicians who we know and love who are superstar musicians who are not making their normal salaries right now because there are no live performances going on.
Yep.
All of the outdoor concerts and the regular gigs that people would go to, they're all shut down. So these guys are really struggling, and I want everybody to remember that. So whenever we have, the blessings and these concerts come back, we expect it to be fully packed, overloaded with people with support because these guys really, they've earned it, they deserve it, and we hope that you can support them.
Oh, yes, definitely. Esto no dio bien duro con lo que está pasando. A lot of events got canceled, got pushed to the right. Hopefully, this year, 2021, we change things, and hopefully by verano, que ya pueden abrir las puertas, que pueden abrir los concerts, los events. Bueno, vamos a ver. I'm really praying for that because I'm the same way. I think about the musicians. Like I say, the musicians are the heartbeat of the music, of the when you're out there performing. and also in the studio, y también the artists too, because there are artists that depend on this, which is Pablo, one thing that I always do, and continue doing. I'm a person that I love to support. Okay, I love to. I'm blessed. My life that I have with my wife Jo, who's the Air Force retired too, ella veterana también. And we have a beautiful life, and we're able to support. And I've been always doing this for years, where I'd rather go out and purchase the song. I understand I get a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, and not only that, but the managers say, hey, mira, chequea esto. And for something that I really like, man, I really love, I go out and purchase it. Why? Because I believe that I'm doing my part. I feel that I'm doing my part. If I purchase it, at least, I could do it where I'm trying to give back to the musician and the artist. Although the pandemic really put a bend in all of this, but I still go out and support by doing that. Not, the last thing I like doing, the last thing I don't even do is do the illegal downloads and the sharing. I don't do that sharing because I believe that if you want it, you have to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, por eso me gusta hacer.
Yeah, the musicians really appreciate that too. So if you've got a musician that you like, go to Spotify. Most of them are on Spotify. Go to Apple Music. They're on Apple Music. Go on their web pages. A lot of them have it on their web pages. Like I have it on my web page. You can download it from there too.
Yeah.
And do that because not only do we like the money that comes with it, but we also have a sense of pride when we see how many people we're reaching and touching.
Right. Yeah.
And when you're streaming our songs, if you got a Spotify account, it makes us feel good that we're playing quality music that you enjoy, and it gives us the keeps the motivational level up for us to go back and do it again.
I agree. Definitely, I agree. That's definitely a good point right there. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on Ocho Radio Richmond, Virginia, y también en el mundo entero, porque nos pueden escuchar también en el mundo entero. If you go to stopthemaneslatinashow.com and you could download the app right there. It is very important, and definitely we could give back. Because if you really do love the salsa. And not only the salsa, to me, because I love all genres. I love music. I'm a huge fan of salsa because salsa me pone el ritmo, forget about it. But also, I like to throw in bachata and merengue on my program because they, it's all Latinx. Para mí son música latino para toda la gente que pueden escuchar. It's very important that we definitely go out and support and show love to our musicians and our artists. And not only that, to the people who are in the studios, to the people who do the arrangements, who do the mixing, who do the producing. I mean, there is a lot. There's a lot that goes on when it comes to just doing an album, ¿verdad?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot that goes on, and I think that's what Michael was trying to show to our listeners and our followers is what goes on behind the scenes to put this together, and how do we come together, and how does it build out and become what you hear on the radio, or what you hear on your computer or on your phone, wherever you're listening it to. So that's really good. One more plug, and that is Ricky Agron was my master and mixer out of South Carolina. But Ricky is originally from Trenton, New Jersey also. And that guy, the sound and the quality of his sound is amazing.
Nice. So before I let you go, because este programa son 2 horas hasta julio. En julio primero, we are going to go up to 3 hours on the show. So I am excited for that. So like that, I could bring in, because, there's a lot of information that the musicians and the artists want to share. And unfortunately, we're down to only 2 hours on the show, which only gives me a window of 30 minutes to try to get everything cramped up into a 30-minute interview. Pero cuando venga en julio primero, que vamos a ir para 3 horas in a show. So I'm excited about that. So definitely, Mr. Perez, when the opportunity comes, so I could try to wheel you back in so we could talk more about more projects that you got going on in the future. But before anything, we have a what I call here the Youth Madness Mentorship Program, que tenemos la juventud que vienen para el estudio. And what I like for them to do is I like for them to interact with interviewing either the artists, the musicians, or because we have actors too that come on and we interview them. So I like them to partake in it. Está la juventud, junior, senior, high school, y también freshmen in college. So con tu y eso, ¿verdad? So how with your experience as a musician and not only as a musician but as a producer and percussionist and producer. So what can you share with those chicos and chicas that are looking into a career as a singer, as a musician? What down advice can you give them so they can look forward towards the future?
Well, what I can say to them is a little bit of what you've already said, and that is that music is music, and a music lover loves the sound, sweet sounds of music, and the sounds that its instrument that they play make. So be dedicated to your true love. If you really love music, stick with it. If you truly love music, you're going to have to practice to stay in shape.
Mm-hmm.
If you love music, try and see and read and hear as much as you can, because the more exposure you get, the better perspective you get of what's going on, and it helps develop your creativity and who you are.
Nice.
So, and don't be afraid to be who you are in your music. Play your music. Play what you feel. How many times have I written a song and I've took it to somebody and they say, "Man, that song ain't going nowhere," and now it's a hit.
Yeah.
So and it happens. It really does happen. For me, for the future, I already have Que Lo Que Hay that's out. That's another single that I have out. We're just releasing our latest one called Rumba Moderna, which is with Miguel Orlando Ortiz. I got two more that I'm doing right now that's coming out with Anthony Colon as the lead singer.
Nice.
And I have one with Adriel Gonzalez as the lead singer. And I'm already working on another future project. There's a lot of music going on. I've even done Christmas music this year with Leonardo Garcia and the guys here from D.C., who I know very well too. And so there's a lot of creative. But the pandemic has definitely given us time to be creative.
Yeah, that's one thing we could say. Yeah.
So for the youngsters, stick with it. Be yourself. Music is like it mutates into whatever it is that you feel is the sound of today. And just be true to it. Be true to yourself. Be true to your love, and you're going to be all right.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations, too.
Always make sure that you count on me, because I'm there for you.
Oh, congratulations also, because you guys are number 20 on the Latinos Unidos Top 100 Salsa Charts for the month of April, Con Algo Contigo. So congratulations on that. And listen, we definitely look forward to the future. So I definitely will be reaching out to you so I could try to draw you in and we could continue on with our conversation. Unfortunately, we have to let you go. I hate to let you go because a mí me gusta hablar. I love having conversations, especially interesting ones, because I want to know more about the Europe tours, man. Like also France and Belgium. I love Belgium. I was in Belgium too. I vacationed there, but I just love the city of Belgium. It's beautiful.
4 years I was there. 4 years.
Man, nice. So listen, so ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. We definitely our hearts out to you, Mr. El Alcalde de la Salsa, Pablo Perez. Our heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity so we can interview, and also hopefully in the future we could continue on with this conversation. Bendiciones, cuídate mucho y tu familia, and I hope you stay safe out there, brother.
Thank you. Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche y escuchar esta entrevista, y muchas gracias a William Estremera Jr. Y su show también, Stop the Madness Latino show. We are very proud to be here, and we really are appreciative of your opportunity. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Gracias. My hat goes out to you. Salute you y muchas gracias. Que tengan buena noche.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye-bye.